Hello, Sherry Truler with Red Apple Auctions, and today I'm going to be giving you some insight into a gala that I just recently worked, and it has to do with the details around the raise the paddle, something that I'm going to be willing to bet that even those of you that have worked events for 10, 15 years have not considered, but yet it can make a difference in how well you manage your checkout process. So with that, I'm going to set this up a little bit, and I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit here. Pardon me, but she does a nice job of setting it up. And so let me read this and then we'll dive into the actual example. So this was an event I worked on the November the 19th, a couple of weeks ago, weekend before Thanksgiving. And she sent me this email on Sunday, the day after the event. And she said, hey, I know we're going to debrief the event, but I wanted to say thank you again for working with us on our centennial. Your guidance in producing the event was exceedingly helpful, and your work the night of was absolutely astounding. Oh, multiple people reached out to tell me how impressed they were with our host and just shocked to learn that you haven't lived in our community for years. Your attention to detail, this is what we're going to come back to. Your attention to detail, language, and who we really are was so meaningful, and you were a true partner for us. And of course, needless to say, that was a historic appeal and evening for us. Yeah, okay. Very nice of her to say that and take the time to email me. Now, here is, when we talk about attention to detail, this is an example of something that you can look for as you are, I don't know, evaluating people you want to work with, I guess, but also setting up your event for success. Okay. It has to do with these bid numbers. Now, I like 3-digit numbers or 4-digit numbers. And the reason being is that usually I wouldn't start at 100. I would want to start at like a larger number, maybe 500. I'll go in. I'm not going to talk about that today. But the point being is that when the auctioneer or whomever is overseeing your paddle raise, your fund to need, to call out the numbers by digits, 168, not 168. 168, not 168. Now I have a few paddles here. I don't have like a bunch of paddles from that event, but I pulled a few paddles from different events and I got the closest I could to sharing with you the problem that can occur when you do not call out individual numbers. Okay, so keep in mind, let's set the stage here. I've got my clerk, recorder, secretary, whatever you want to call them. And I like, for my clients, we have someone that is within arm's distance of me, and they are in a chair writing down the numbers as I say them. They are not looking at the crowd. Their nose is to the piece of paper, and they are just listening to what I say, and they are writing. And I like them that close because if I have to talk to them privately, I can put the microphone off, put it behind my back, and I can talk to them. And that way, it's not like I'm shouting or I have to find them and they're at the back of the room or they're over on that corner or they're in front of the speaker 20 feet down. No, they're right there. Easy. We can grab each other if we have to and talk. So keeping that in mind, they are writing down the numbers, like with a pen or pencil, writing utensil onto a piece of paper. Nose to the piece of paper, listening to me call out 168. I'll tell you what, I'm recording this, of course, it's after Thanksgiving. Companies are just like sending all these emails all day long. I've been getting bing, 20% off, bing, take advantage of 70% off, bing. It's unbelievable the amount of emails I'm getting. But so if you hear any dinging in the back, that's what's going on. All right, so I've called out 168. The clerk has written down 168. And I'm saying this twice. 168, you are such a hero. 168, thank you. And 264, thank you. Another celebrity in the house here. And 1002, that's 1002, not 1002, 1002. Now, let's say, and here's a great example because this event did this. They also had someone that was standing off to the side in the back. I don't know where she was. Doesn't really matter to me because I have my person right here. But this other person was inputting numbers directly into their mobile bidding. Forget I said mobile bidding, into their auction software system. It doesn't matter if they were using mobile bidding or not. In fact, at that event, they had no live auction. They did have a silent auction, but it's not a matter of mobile bidding. It's a matter of auction software. So she is standing in the back, inputting directly into a auction software system. So think about that. As you say, I got to cover up this person's name, 1002, enter, right? That's what she's doing. 1002, she's hitting enter. 264, she's inputting it. Enter. 168. She's touching 168, enter. Okay. Now let's say this number comes up. This is the closest I had to really giving you a good example. Okay. Really, you want to have 3 or 4 digit bid numbers. They have a 2-digit number. It's not ideal, but in this case, what would I say? I would say 019, 019. Because if I said 19, what is my person going to input into the auction software? They're doing this fast, right? I'm not going like 019 or 19. I'm going, I'm going 168, 168, 1002, 1002. Thank you so much. You're such a hero. We've got 019. If I said 19, the first number she types in is 19. If I said 219 or 296, they're typing in 2. Well, that's a bad example. No, 296 would be fine, but 219, you have to have a 1 in there before you do the 9. If you hear 219, you might start to go 29. Oh, no, I got to hit the backspace, hit 1, and then hit 9, and then hit enter. And what happens if I was going real fast and, you said 19, and she inputs in 91, enter. Oh, crap, I got to go back. How do I get this out of here? How do I get this out of here? I've already entered it. If you're writing it down, it's not as big of a deal because let me find something here that is going to be easy for us to look at. I'm looking. I just got crap. Okay, here's mail. Okay, I got some mail. So if I'm writing this down, and I might say, let's say that I even screw up on the stage, right? I say 219, and she writes down 219, and I say, oh, excuse me, no, it's 218. Well, if you're writing it down, I mean, you can either do this, right, and make it into an 8, or you can scratch it out and you can do 218. It's not as big of a deal. But if I hit that into the auction software already, 218, enter. Oh, shoot. Now I got to go back and make sure that 218 doesn't get charged $250. Or excuse me, 219 doesn't, did I say 219? 219 doesn't get charged $250 because the real number was over here. So this digit calling is important because of the way it's being recorded. And you will have fewer issues later if you are doing it that way. Now, I'll admit, when I'm doing only a raise the paddle, I am more cognizant of this than when I am doing a live auction and a raise the paddle. The reason being is that when you're doing a live auction, really, you could say 168, and it's not as big of a deal. Now, why is that? Well, because there's not another number coming right on the heels of this. It's like 168, thank you, 168. Usually I say it twice, but you've got another 3 minutes before the next number is going to be called. So it's not as stressful for the clerks because they aren't under pressure to write another number right after that or hit enter right after that and call as I'm calling other numbers. So live auction, it's I always feel like if it's a raise the paddle event only, I mean, there's a lot more pressure, or at least I feel a lot more pressure to do everything perfect, all that attention to detail. Then if there's also a live auction where you can kind of redeem yourself. But, I really shouldn't do it either way, but I'm being honest here in how I do it. So with that, think about how your auctioneer, host, MC, whoever is doing the raise the paddle, how they are calling out those numbers. You really do want to keep those digits specific so that it can be written down. Again, the person writing it down has fewer problems than the person that's inputting it directly into the software system, usually. For additional auction information, you can go over to redappleauctions.com. I have free resources over there. Maybe you want to talk to me about running your event in 2023. You can set up an appointment on my website at redappleauctions.com. Also, coming up here pretty quick, in January of 2023, I will be releasing the new auction item guide for 2022, which is the top 100 items I sold for overvalue in the auctions I worked all over the country last year. So if you want to get the current version, which covers the prior year, 2020, 2021, then be sure to download that soon because that will be going bye-bye in January of 2023. Okay. If you found value in this video, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe or like, as it does help the channel. And meanwhile, good luck to you in your next fundraising event.